In this demonstration, we're going to go ahead and add our Windows Server 2008 R2 image to our data store, as well as add a blank VM on our ESXi host. Both of these are in preparation for installing our first server virtual machine on our ESXi host. So we're going to first go ahead and click the Summary tab. And on the Summary tab, we have our local data store 1. We're going to go ahead and right-click this to open up our data store and browse contents. In here, you'll see I've already created an ISO folder. You can go ahead and create a folder by clicking the folder plus sign and typing in whatever you would like. I recommend everybody have at least one ISO folder on their data store. This is for uploading any kind of images, operating systems, Mac, Linux, server, Windows 7. Just keeps them all nice and organized and easily able to deploy from images for any virtual machines you may need further down the line. So we're going to go ahead and click upload a file to this data store. Choose upload file. Go to our desktop. We're going to go ahead and select our Server 2008 image. Ours particularly is Windows Server 2008 R2 with SP1 and volume license build and 64-bit. Go ahead and open. This will take a while, so we're not going to make you guys sit and wait through that. We're going to go ahead and just start this upload process. Minimize this. Minimize our data browser. And on our host, we're going to go ahead and right-click and select New Virtual Machine. This will take us through a wizard. The typical is fine for what we're doing now. We're going to go ahead and call this DC1 for Domain Controller 1. This will be our first virtual server. We have one data store to select from, so we're going to go ahead and choose that. It's go ahead and this is fine with defaults, Server 2008 R2. If you have another operating system, you can go ahead and select it from here. You also see we have Linux and other. We have one NIC connected right now, so we're going to go ahead and use that and connect at power on so we immediately get network connectivity. Go ahead and make this 30 gig. We go ahead and cancel this Java update so it stops bothering us. Go ahead and select next, and go ahead and select finish. It's going to go ahead and prep our virtual machine, knowing there's nothing on it right now. It's completely blank, but it has the settings and configuration we need to load our virtual server on. If you go ahead and select Edit Settings on here, you'll see where all our options are. Memory, it's given it 4 gigs. CPU usage, or I'm sorry, CPUs, it's giving it 1 virtual machine socket. We currently have 4 we could give it up to. Video card, SCSI controller, hard disk 1, which is our main hard disk, 30 gigs. Some people do thin provision, some people do thick provisioned. I prefer thick provisioning, especially in a larger environment. You know exactly how much space you have committed to each virtual machine. I've been in situations where people have thin provisioned, where in thin provision you set a certain amount of space, but it starts off very small, maybe at 8-9 gigs, whatever it needs, and it grows up to that size. Where in a thick provision, it automatically carves out that 30 gigs. There can become some space issues later down the road with thin provisioning. If 2 VMs are on the same data store and are growing too rapidly, it can create a nightmare for a systems administrator. So I like to do thick provisioning, but you're open to choose whatever you would like. CD drive, we'll go ahead and change that once our file's uploaded. We'll go ahead and change that to data store ISO file and browse to select it. Network adapter here, and floppy drive, which we won't use. So thank you.